You make the decision to start your own coaching business. You're excited for the opportunity and ready to make a real difference in the world. You're exploring what you want to do, who you want to work with, and even the income possibilities that come with owning your own business and following your own rules. But there is that little niggle in the back of your mind and deep in your gut that says you might not be able to make this work. In fact, you start to ask yourself, who am I to think I can do this? I don't have an MBA. Or even if you do, you question your qualifications because you have never started a business or a business just like this one. You take to the internet, like we all do, and you see other coaches struggling to fulfill their dreams of running a successful and profitable coaching business. So the question becomes, is this something that I can really pull off? You really do want to make this work, not just because you get to help people, but because it will mean more freedom in your life. You can adjust your business to fit your needs, go play at the park with your children, visit grandchildren more frequently, or enjoy that Broadway musical that's in town. You can live life now instead of waiting for life to begin. So you have to make a decision. Do you want to go for the entrepreneurial life where you get to serve your niche client and create the life that was just on your vision board before now? Or do you want to go back to what you've always done? In today's episode, I'll walk you through what needs to happen to say yes to your dream of creating a sustainable and profitable health coaching business. It really comes down to your willingness to make micro decisions as a way to get results. Now, if you're ready, with our theme of simplicity, clarity, and vision for 2022 in mind, let's jump in. I'm Dr. Maura, and this is the Coaching Hive podcast. Okay, let's pick up the narrative where we left off. What would happen if you said yes to your coaching career? What if you committed to making micro decisions, those little ones, to get where you want to be, to build a business that you love and serves your needs? Are you imagining what that would feel like? If you're not, take a moment here and do that. Imagine what it would feel like to build a business that you love and serves your needs. What would your day consist of? How would you make use of the freedom that can come with building your own business? These were the exact questions I asked myself when I started the Coaching Hive. Just like many other coaches, imposter syndrome kept creeping in, and honestly, still does sometimes. But here is what I realized. If I could focus on making micro decisions, the little decisions, not the big gargantuan ones. If I could do that, if I could make micro decisions and use a blueprint, then building a business was not only doable, it was something that had me pushing aside my imposter syndrome and doubts so that I could pursue this dream. It was this revelation that focusing on micro decisions is the number one way to get results in your business, and following a blueprint is going to be the most effective way to get unstuck in your business and stop feeling overwhelmed, even at the beginning when you're just getting started. These two concepts allowed me to take the next steps forward. In this brand new Coaching Hive series, we are going to talk about the blueprint. We are going to spend the next 10 weeks, you heard me right, 10 weeks, all on one big topic, step by step. We are going to talk about the key elements to building a sustainable and profitable health coaching business so that you can build a business that you wake up in the morning and you're excited to work in. I'll be honest. Before I had a blueprint for my business, the venture was messier. It was more overwhelming, and it was most certainly murkier. And that's why I'm sharing the Coaching Hive blueprint with you. This is the same blueprint that I've used to build and grow my business. As a quick overview, we are going to talk about vision, daily rhythm, mentors, peers, products and services, So think revenue streams. The importance of a one-liner, what it means to build relationships and lean into cultivating a web presence, as well as building an email list, creating your marketing and sales mechanisms, and even the concept of progress-driven learning and growth and scaling. So let's review. Whether you're thinking about building a coaching business or are ready to grow and scale that business, you need to do two things for your business to become sustainable and profitable. First, you need to make micro decisions. If you are focused on all of the big things that you need to get done, it is so easy to become overwhelmed and take no action at all, or all of the actions, which creates even more murkiness. When you commit to making micro decisions in your business, you are breaking things down into manageable chunks that automatically generate more momentum and ultimately more clarity on what you want for your business. So the first thing, make micro decisions. The second thing you need to commit to is using a blueprint for building your business. Having a ton of different resources at your fingertips is only helpful if you can organize them into categories and then employ them or deploy them at the appropriate times. We have all paid for a course that we never completed or bought a book that sat unused because we didn't know exactly where it fit in the grand scheme of things. So let me put this in a different light. You wouldn't build a home without a blueprint. You don't want to build the home your career lives in without a blueprint. It is an essential feature of your home, having that blueprint. So we are going to dig into each of the key components of the blueprint over the next 12 weeks. But today I wanted to keep this episode really short and to the point so that you would have plenty of time to take the Coaching Hive assessment to get a sneak peek at what we'll be covering during the upcoming podcasts. So go ahead over to www.coachinghive.com/assessment to take that quick 10 minutes or less assessment so that you can get started. And if you are listening to this podcast around the time it was published, here's what's going to happen. You will receive your report pretty quickly, almost instantaneously. Then, once I've had a chance to actually review all of your responses, I'm going to follow up with you. So I want you to keep an eye on your email. And I'm going to invite you to schedule a 15-minute call with me. And this call is pretty special because what's going to happen is we are going to talk through your assessment responses, and you will have an opportunity to make a micro decision right there on where to focus your attention and energy next in your business. This is not a sales call. This is truly a call focused on you taking action, making a micro decision with a blueprint in place. I am really looking forward to walking through the concepts of micro decisions and the blueprint with you over the coming weeks. If at any point you do feel like you'd benefit from more support than this podcast offers, send me a DM on Instagram. You can find me at Coaching Hive, and we can talk about options that might fit your needs, whether it's something that I offer or something that I know a colleague offers. I will be happy to point you in the right direction. Thank you so much for listening to today's podcast. And before we wrap up, I have a shameless ask for you. If you got something out of today's podcast episode or any of my other episodes, please rate and leave a review for me. Please rate the podcast and leave a review. I love to see those reviews, and we'll look at each one individually. And of course, if you know a fellow coach who would benefit from this podcast, please be sure to share this with them. Now, if you don't really know how to do that, or you're afraid you'll forget, why not, as you're listening right now, keep it simple. Grab a screenshot of the podcast playing on your phone, simply post it to your Instagram stories and tag me at Coaching Hive. That'll let people know what you're listening to, and I can respond back. That's all for now. Remember, your big action item for the week is to go ahead and take that Coaching Hive assessment at www.coachinghive.com/assessment. I look forward to seeing you back here next week as we really take off with our Coaching Hive Blueprint series here on the podcast, where I focus on mentoring and community removes the overwhelm of building your successful and profitable coaching business and adds in a dose of momentum. Until next week, have a healthy, safe, and happy week.